All right, let's talk about the 2026 Audi Q5. And I need you to forget everything you think you know about this car, because this isn't just some minor update. This is a total ground-up reinvention of this single most important vehicle Audi builds. In today's market, if you're not moving forward, you're getting left behind. And this Q5 is Audi's high-tech, high-stakes answer. So let's get into it.
Right from the jump, this vehicle makes you ask a pretty big question. I mean, with tech that lets it literally talk to other cars using just its lights, you really have to wonder, are we looking at the smartest SUV ever built? Well, we're about to find out.
You have to understand, for Audi, this isn't just another car launch. This is a must-win situation. The Q5 is their bread and butter, their best seller. And with rivals like the BMW X3 and the Mercedes-Benz GLC at the absolute top of their game, Audi knew they couldn't just play it safe. They had to do something radical.
To put it bluntly, this is the car that keeps the lights on for Audi. It's their global cash cow. So the success of this new generation, well, it pretty much defines the company's future for the next decade. The pressure was on, and the result is, well, it's incredibly ambitious.
Okay, let's start with the outside, what Audi is calling a symphony of light. And that's not just some fancy marketing term. This is a design that's built to do more than just look good. It's designed to actively communicate with the world around it.
And you can really see it in this shot here. Just look at the front. Notice how those LED daytime running lights slice forward like a blade? It gives the whole front end a much more aggressive, menacing presence. The grille is wider, lower, and that whole stance just feels more muscular, especially with that really dramatic sloping roofline on this Sportback model.
And trust me, that look is 100% intentional. Cesar Montada, who's Audi's head of lighting design, said it best: they're giving the light its own personality. It's not just an accessory anymore, it's a core piece of this car's identity.
So how does it actually do all this? Well, it's using these second-gen digital OLEDs with 266 individual segments that can flicker and change in a blink. This lets you, the owner, pick from up to 8 different light designs. But here's the really cool part. It enables what's called car-to-X communication. The car can literally project warning symbols to the driver behind you. This is lighting as an active safety feature. It's wild.
So what exactly is this digital OLED tech? The best way to think about it is like a super high-res TV screen. Each of those 266 segments in the taillights is like a tiny pixel. This lets them create these incredibly fluid animations and, in a critical situation, project a warning triangle to hopefully prevent a rear-end collision. This is what makes the car genuinely smart before you even open the door.
All right, let's pop the hood and talk powertrain. The big story here is the electric boost. We're talking about performance that's not just more powerful, but smarter and a whole lot smoother too.
And here it is, the headline number. The new mild hybrid system gives you an extra 24 horsepower instantly. And this isn't just about saving a little gas. This is about delivering a punch of performance the second you even think about touching the accelerator.
So, how does this MHEV Plus system actually work? Well, unlike older, simpler systems, this one has a powerful generator built right into the transmission. That means the Q5 can actually cruise on pure electric power at low speeds, it can seamlessly fill in the gaps for the engine to give you better acceleration, and it just makes the whole driving experience feel incredibly polished and responsive.
Now, for those of you who want the top dog, the SQ5, the numbers really do speak for themselves. You're looking at over 360 horsepower from that turbo V6, launching it to 62 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds. That puts it right in the ring with the heavy hitters from BMW's M Division and Mercedes-AMG, no question about it. But now we have to talk about the interior, because this is where the new Q5 is at its most ambitious, and honestly, its most polarizing. This is what I'm calling the digital dilemma. Is this cockpit a brilliant vision of the future, or is it just a bit of a headache?
A reviewer from Edmunds put it perfectly, I think. They said, "Step inside and you are absolutely blasted with screen after screen. It's like a Best Buy in here." And yeah, that pretty much sets the scene for what you're about to see.
They were not exaggerating. You've got an 11.9-inch screen for the driver, a massive 14.5-inch screen in the center, an optional 10.9-inch screen just for the passenger, and a head-up display on top of all that. When you get in, it feels less like a car and more like the cockpit of a private jet.
And this really shows you the two sides of that decision. On one hand, yes, the screens are absolutely stunning. The cabin is incredibly quiet thanks to special acoustic glass, and the materials, like the real wood trim, feel fantastic. But, and this is a big but,
All of your climate controls are now buried in that touchscreen. The steering wheel uses these fussy touch-sensitive buttons, and some critics are saying that passenger screen is just tech for the sake of tech.
So, let's put it all together. With all this wild tech, solid performance, and this, let's say, debated interior, where does the new Q5 actually land? Is this a real contender for your driveway in 2026?
First things first, the price. The slick Sportback model kicks off at $56,395. That puts it right in the crosshairs of its biggest German rivals, which means the decision is going to come down to the details.
So here's the bottom line. The 2026 Q5 is a huge bet on a digital-first world, and its strengths are crystal clear. You get a sublime, whisper-quiet ride that totally seals you off from the chaos outside, and a cabin that genuinely feels like it was pulled from a sci-fi movie.
But that big bet comes with a pretty big risk. The fact that it relies on screens for even the most basic things like just adjusting the temperature, that might be a deal breaker for drivers who just want a simple, easy-to-use button. It's a very clean, very futuristic approach, and not everyone is going to be on board. Which really leads us to the final question for you. The 2026 Audi Q5. It's bold, it's futuristic, and it's definitely a little divisive. So I want to know, when it's time to sign the check, would you choose this high-tech vision from Audi, or would you stick with the proven driving fun of a BMW X3? Let me know what you think in the comments.